It's going down. Shalom. First and foremost, giving all praises, honor, glory, respect, and blessings to Yahweh, Bashem, Yahweh Shai, Bashem Rachakwadash. Salutations to the Lord's elect on the four corners of the earth, pushing this truth and sincerity while patiently waiting for Yahweh Shai's return. And double honors to our apostles and elders of Great Millstone, which have taught us everything we know through the spirit and power of Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai. And I found another article for you brothers through the spirit and power of Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai. And the title of this article is called Bill Gates warns of smallpox, bioterror attacks, and urges world leaders to use germ games to prepare. So we know that these diseases and these viruses is coming from the CDC via the U.S. government. You know, they like to plague people with viruses and diseases and then pretend like it came from something else. But we know that these viruses and these diseases are coming from the U.S. government. So now they're planning something new. Now they want to plague people with smallpox and bioterror attacks, which you know, bio has a lot to do with like plants, you know, the earth, which is where they get their elements from to create diseases and viruses. So they're warning of smallpox and bioterror attacks because they're the ones that is plaguing people with these things. You see? So I'm going to go ahead and read this article here, and then I'll continue from there. Bill Gates, who is the fourth richest man in the world, said tens of billions will need to be spent in research and development to prepare for the next pandemic. And the reason why we call it a pandemic, because they're planning this shit. Okay? We're not ignorant of Satan's devices. They're planning this. The founder of Microsoft has warned of bioterrorist attacks and has urged world leaders to use germ games to prepare for them. Bill Gates said governments must get ready for future pandemics and smallpox terror attacks, which the smallpox terror attacks will come from the U.S. government, okay, by investigating billions in research and development. During a sit-down interview with the chair of the Health Select Committee, Jeremy Hunt, for the think tank Policy Exchange, Mr. Gates suggested germ games could be, I'm going to look up germ games while I'm at it, could be used to practice how to respond to such events. He also called for the formation for a new billion-dollar World Health Organization, or, you know, the World Disease or Organization Pandemic Task Force. It'll probably take about $1 billion a year for a pandemic task force at the World Health Organization level, which is doing the surveillance and actually doing what I call germ games, where you practice, he said. Now, if you notice, they're talking about spending billions here. Let me remind you that the so-called elites, they are fighting to systematically crash the dollar financially. So financially, They are fighting to crash the dollar. Okay? And that is why, there's a hyperinflation. That's why they're doing so much spending. They want to crash this dollar. Why? There's a agenda behind it. It's called the New World Order. And a part of their New World Order is what? Everybody finances, everybody's money will have to be on a chip. And that's what they want. They want to put people's money on the chip. Okay, which the RFID chip is the MOTB, the mark of the you know what. And soon they're planning to chip everybody. Real soon, you're not going to see cash anymore. You're going to have a chip if you want to buy or sell. Now, with that being said, let's go to the book of 1 Corinthians. Okay? 1 Corinthians chapter 2, verse 11. Actually, it's 2 Corinthians. My apologies. Let's go to the next book here. Okay. 2 Corinthians chapter 2, verse 11. Lest Satan should get an advantage of us, for we are not ignorant of his devices. Now, when you look up this word devices right here in the Blue Letter Bible, it goes back to the Greek word naima, which means an evil scheme or purpose. There is an evil scheme or purpose behind what they are plotting here. And they're mainly doing this to target the Israelites, which are the so-called Negro, Latino, and Native Indians. So, Lord's will, you were informed through the spirit and power of Yahweh, Bashem Yahweh Shai. Shalom is on to the next one.